Boom, guys, and we are live. Welcome back, Combat Insiders Live. This is a special Wrestlemania 36 recap edition, night one, because it's a two-night event this year. So, with all the coronavirus stuff, obviously everybody knows at this point, all the MMA boxing shows stuff's have been canceled, postponed. Wrestlemania decided to tape it at their in-house NXT studios where they tape where they have their training school and all that stuff. So they kind of have a advantage over a lot of other places and companies that other people don't. So they got a lot of in-house stuff ready to go. It was taped this year, and tonight was the first night. So I'm going to bring in a couple guests to help me break this down. My partner from Loudmouth Fisticuffs, Mr. Live Worldwide, BKFC ring announcer, among many other things, Mr. Live Worldwide, Jeff Houston. Let me go ahead and bring him in first. My man right here. And then we also have from Cage Side, Christopher Rothstein, my man over there. Let's bring him in. Fellas.
It's just Christopher James. Don't tell anybody the Rothstein thing. Most people can't pronounce it properly.
Did I say it right? Is that right?
You said it. You said it right.
Okay.
But most people fuck it up, but I always just go by the James because
they usually go Stein, not Steen.
Fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough. So, gentlemen, I tell you what, I'm going to be honest right off the bat here. I'm going to eat my own crow a little bit because I actually thought that this was going to be complete crap. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not the biggest wrestling fan as I used to be. That looks delicious, by the way.
That's my wife. She has the excellent skills of making a filet mignon. That's why I married her.
Fair enough. So, I wasn't sure how this was going to turn out, but I knew I wanted to watch it. And I tell you what, it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I'd love to hear just kind of your initial reaction to the show tonight. Just go ahead. Who wants to go first?
But before I give my initial reaction to the show and what I thought of the show, I just want to say following social media all night. I've had a WrestleMania post on my page all night. A lot of people commenting and having good conversation.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of people out there, actually quite a few, that are bagging on WrestleMania, calling it a train wreck. Let me tell you fuckers that are out there talking shit something, okay? Do you understand what these wrestlers go through? And to stay in character and act like the crowd is there and continue to perform at their best, without the crowd pushing them, without the noise, and having to be able to talk to each other about the next move that's coming and keeping that from us. And I felt they did a good job with that tonight. If you're bagging on WrestleMania right now, straight up, you're a dick. Be grateful that they fucking put something out there for us to watch and enjoy tonight and give us something to talk about. I love the WWE. I have for a long time. And I was honored to watch this show tonight. A couple of matches changed around and we got part 2 tomorrow, but except for the last match, the main event for tonight, which I thought got a little too on the cheese side, bringing out all the cloaked up guys, like Taker's minions, but against him, and the music could have went away. But other than that, man, most of the matches were really good and we had clean matches all night, very minimal on the outside interference, except for in the main event. And, that's what I look for, man. Clean finishes, guys, So I'm not going to go into the matches till we get ready to go to the breakdown matches, but I just had to get that off my chest because I'm pissed off that people are talking shit. We don't have a lot going on right now to entertain us. No sports, no MMA. Me and Jeff are bored to death because we can't announce any fucking fights. Jeff is so bored he's doing a show with his pug every day.
Hey, I actually like that show.
Oh, okay.
I happen to like that show.
No. Wait, listen, hold on. I like it. But Jeff, what I'm saying is you're known as Mr. Worldwide, Mr. Excitement and everything. So the fact that we're so bored that we're finding other things to do, your show's funny. But you understand what I'm saying. I'm not bagging on. I'm just saying we're bored with nothing to do. Listen, I'm going to start delivering groceries this week. That's how bored I fucking am.
No, I hear you. I definitely hear you on that, and you're absolutely right. But before I get into that, I was you were talking about my upcoming show, Jeff and the Fat Pug. Well, for those of you out there, I'd like to let you know that we actually added 2 new pugs to the family today. We were supposed to only get one, but we couldn't break up two beautiful sisters, so we actually brought home two new pugs. So I have 3 pugs now, which legally constitutes a grumble. So I have a grumble at home right now, so I'm pretty fucking stoked about that. So nice add on to the family. But my 2 cents on this WrestleMania.
Hang on. I think you should name the show 3 Pugs and a Dude.
I think that's a little too on the nose right there. I think I might Ted Danson or I just don't see that happening.
Oh, and before I forget, I actually didn't say hi to you guys the way I properly wanted to. Jeff, I love you, bro. Thanks for being here tonight. This is fun. And Josh, thanks for having me on. You've been on my show the last couple of weeks, man, and I appreciate the return of the favor to have me come join you. Both guys I love and respect. Josh does a great job in the media. Jeff is a sensational ring announcer, cage announcer, and just an all-around good dude. He'll smoke a cigar with you. He'll have a cocktail or 2. After 2, though, you probably want to leave because Jeff gets a little fucking cray-cray.
Oh, I don't know about all that. Not all that cray-cray. Not all that cray-cray.
Singing around, right?
No. Listen, if I can't bust your balls a little, who can?
Hey, if I'm not getting joshed or ribbed in a day, it's not a good day. I totally agree with that. But my 2 cents, my 2 cents on it. The old saying is that the crowd makes the show. That's kind of the old thing, is that the crowd definitely helps make the event. Well, you're absolutely right. It's so difficult for these guys to actually put on a sensational event that the way that they did, sans crowd. And I think they did a fantastic job. In fact, I think there were a few WrestleMania moments in there. I think right now for the evening, if I'm thinking WrestleMania moments, I think the WrestleMania moment will definitely go to Kevin Owens, because Kevin Owens did something tonight that no one else in the history of WrestleMania has ever done. I'm going to do it. I'm going to say it. Nobody has ever done this before. So therefore, Kevin Owens finally has a good WrestleMania moment. I have never seen anybody do a senton splash off the WrestleMania sign. Off the WrestleMania logo sign.
Correct.
Never been done in the history of WrestleMania. It was a glorious bump. The fact that he went over the fucking over through the commentator table, he got a moment, and I'm proud of him.
And before we're gonna break down match by match. Before we get to the match too, I want to get to something real quick too. And again, I actually kind of want to give a rating to the matches tonight. We're going to do out of a 5-star system. Okay. So before we get to the matches itself, I would like to get your guys' thoughts out of 5 stars on the layout of the set tonight. I'll go ahead and give mine real quick. I'm going to give it a now, mind you, working within the parameters we're working. I guess I don't want to compare it to another WrestleMania, because that's a full setup, full stadium show. So just, I guess for what it is, I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I loved this layout. I love the screens and the lights on all 4 sides, so you couldn't see the empty chairs. That was great. For what it was, I thought it was an awesome setup. That was an awesome layout, and I guess real quick, we'll just get to that. Jeff, I guess you go first on this one, Jeff.
I'm going to give it 3.5 for the first day. And the only reason that I'm going to give it 3.5 is that there were a few angles that would have done better for the longevity of storylines. The only reason why I'm going to give it 3.5, and I know we're going to break it down match for match, but I'm going to explain my rating. The one thing that kind of knocked off half a star for me is that I am amazed that they did not put the title on Baszler. I'm actually kind of amazed on that one.
Okay.
Because I know
Wait.
I'm going to tell you why.
Wait.
I know why.
Pause. I'm talking.
Hey, Jeff.
I'm talking
Jeff, you
about
gotta
the set of the show. The set.
Oh, the set.
Oh, man.
Physical layout of the show, not the actual.
All right. If we're not talking about match quality, we're talking the actual production and setup from in the first night. Then I definitely give it a solid 4 stars, because you're absolutely right. It's all about taking the attention away from the fact that it's an empty arena, keeping the shots nice and tight, and adding not only the additional on-screen graphics, but adding the additional screens all throughout. I think, honestly, for what it was and the fact that this was in the Performance Center at a close set show, I think it was a solid 4 stars. I think they did a fantastic job. I would have liked to see a little bit more non-flammable pyro. I think they probably could pull that off, even in a small setting like that.
Well, I give the set a 3. And it's, it's unfortunate that I have to do that, but the WWE is known for the fucking over-the-top glorious production, cameras, screens, pyro, techno, this, that, the other thing. Even in the Performance Center, I feel they could have done more. One of the things that a lot of WWE fans have been clamoring for is for them to pipe in some sound, pipe in the crowd sound, give it a little bit more of a feel like you're at the event, and try to create something. I feel they dropped the ball on that part of it. And I think they could have done a little more with the actual set, put up some more of the, the bells and whistles. So, and again, I'm not comparing this to other WrestleManias. I'm grading this strictly on it. Well, you could, but you'd be an idiot. You're comparing a real apple to a real orange. So, but for what it was, I enjoyed the show, regardless of if I didn't think the set lived up to what they could have done. But I enjoyed the hell out of the show. I had a good time. Me and my wife sat there and watched it. I had a good discussion feed on my Facebook. And now I'm eating steak. It's a good day.
Great day.
He's plugging that steak, man. Really overworking the steak, man. But then again, hey, that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to put things over, and you put over a good filet mignon.
Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest 8-ounce filet mignon in the world on my plate and in my belly.
Now, I like that. You should have had a little bit more fat bastard at the end. My belly.
Yeah, I can't do the fat. I can't do the fat bastard. So I had to just roll my own. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to let you down, almighty great chef. Well, my apologies, sir.
Now you know. Now. Hey! It's a better day. Now you know your place. All right.
Eat a dick. Oh, excuse me. Oh, no.
When ring announcements collide, right here. When ring announcements collide.
It's that damn bullshit Corona, man. Gets us all every little bit.
Fucking Rona.
Speaking of Corona, I guess let's start with the first match on hand, which was Alexa.
Hey, wait. Can I?
Go ahead.
Did you guys see that? Off the WrestleMania thing. Did you guys see that Corona is going to stop production for about 6 months?
Yeah, I did hear something about that.
True story.
Future pay-per-views and Raws and SmackDowns are going to be placed on hold.
That's what. Yeah. No. Like Corona, the beer.
Oh! You're talking legitimately about
the actual product. Corona is going to stop production.
It's probably a good idea.
I don't know. Corona beer had, it's silly. All right. So anyway, time to get to the matches.
Yep. And guys, by the way, leave your comments. We will read them on screen. So we are streaming on YouTube and Facebook. Leave your comments down below. Let us know what you're thinking of the matches as we're kind of going through them. Maybe you like what we're saying. Maybe you don't. Either way, let us know. We love all feedback. So I guess let's start with the curtain jerk tonight was Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross versus the Kabuki Warriors. Okay.
Jeff, you want to go first on this one, bro?
Yeah, we'll go in order. We'll go in order.
No, but I mean, you want to go first? We'll alternate. So you start with this one. I'll start with the next one.
That's fine. No problem there.
And then Josh can bag on us for whatever we said.
That's right.
Josh, I thought you were hosting this. What the fuck?
No. I'm agreeing with him on me bagging on y'all. That's what I'm agreeing with.
Oh God,
I like that part.
You may try, and you may too. Both of you may try. Shit. But anyway, about the first match.
Hey, Don't make us do what we do to Stephen Rothman the last couple of weeks, dude.
Oh man, I couldn't.
Me and Josh were on him.
I can't do that to Jeff.
I'm shaking in my boots. Ooh, got my nipples hard.
I gotta live with Jeff on my other show. On our other show, I gotta live with him.
All right.
So
moving on to the first match. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, of course, versus the Kabuki Warriors. The pace on it was very nice. There was good back and forth. There was only one thing that I would like to see from the Kabuki Warriors that I didn't see as much as I would have liked. And
more boobs?
Well, no. It's not about that. I mean, they got to work with what they got. They got to work. They got to work. Hey! Asuka's got some junk in the truck, so let it be known. You know that.
And she's packing a rack. Being real.
Yeah, she is. She is, but I would have liked to see a little bit more double team on them because they're really kind of more the heel, and I didn't get that as much as I would have liked. That's the way that I was seeing it. I would have liked to see a little bit more heel double team, behind the referee's back, and I didn't really get that through this match, and that was my really only disappointment with it. I kind of figured that they were going to drop the titles. I had a feeling that was going to happen because they were kind of getting a little stagnant because Asuka has actually been, as you guys know, on Raws as of late, they've been bringing on Asuka to commentary so that they can get it louder in there because obviously Asuka's doing the over-the-top Japanese in your fucking face, Great Muta style. And that's been
stupid.
No, I'm going to tell you. They are praising her for doing that when there's an empty house because at least she's creating something out of nothing. And I agree with that. I like the fact that she's getting loud and abrasive. It may be in Japanese and her English is muddled as fuck, but at least she's doing something. And I like that. But that's my only qualm about the first one is that I definitely would have liked to see a little bit more double team heel.
Well, for me, Asuka and no, I had a steak regurgitation and I was just enjoying it.
We have to hear the fucking gestation while we're doing this. Jesus Christ.
So Asuka and Curry saying they did do some good double team work as heels. They do, and that's what they're supposed to do. But I think some of that stuff, that they held back on a little. Is strictly because, again, getting the pop from the audience with the heel move or the face move. Sometimes in the way they've been broadcasting now, sometimes it just doesn't make sense. I thought the girls put on a really good match. I felt the finish was a little, I don't know. We know that's scripted, but it almost seemed too robotic of a finish the way it ended.
It was weak. It was weak is what it was. It was weak.
So
it wasn't a strong finish.
But I look at it like this way. It's hard, again, as I said in my opening rant, it's hard for these athletes and entertainers to it's a hard thing to do to entertain the way you normally do when there's nobody in the building. It just doesn't come across the same, and they don't have the same feeling. So, like I said, for what they have to work with and how they're doing it, every performer tonight, for me, will get an A+. Now, I'll grade the matches differently, but every performer gets an A+ because you have to go out there and perform with or without the crowd, and everybody did tonight.
Of course.
And what's your star rating? And then Jeff, give your star rating real quick.
For that one, I'm gonna go 3 stars.
I'm going to go 3.5.
Okay. I think you guys are being a little generous, but let me
but Josh, you have to take into consideration when you're grading the match
understood
of what they have to work with and the fact that they're working. So if you're going to grade lower than a 3, then I'm going to deem you a hater.
Understood. So I thought this match was a little flat. There was a couple spots that absolutely made my hair stand up. The spot where
on his back.
The spot where Alexa was in the corner and they did the corner spot where they did the other girl. I don't remember which one it was. The double jump, double stomp down, and Alexa Bliss was holding on.
Nikki Cross, yeah.
It took it wasn't Nikki Cross. It took way too long to set up, and she was just sitting there holding on. And the fact that they taped this and they went to a post-production, it baffles me. They could have cut that just maybe even like a second or two shorter. Maybe it's nitpicking, but it's just little things like that. I mean, it was what it was. It was a opening match. I guess really just I gave it 2 out of 5 stars.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If the match had been in a 80,000 seat arena, Raymond James Stadium, and all the fanfare and the hype, would you have noticed that moment? I don't think so.
I promise you I would have.
Oh, absolutely. We're talking to a former pro wrestler here, man. So yes, I think he would.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay, so he's grading on a much stricter scale.
I mean, it might be a slightly different scale, but it may be some of the stuff I'll nitpick, and I'll admit that.
Don't grade it as a former wrestler. Grade it as a fan.
This is the way I'm grading, man. This is my system. All right.
I'm glad I'm not in his class. He's my teacher. I'd be getting an F every fucking day.
No, you wouldn't. So 2 out of 5.
I know, man.
2 out of 5 is mine. And again, I'm also too. I want to be a little. I don't want to give everybody a 3 or 4 because when I give somebody a 5, I want it to really mean something because that means I really think they blew it out of the park. So
you guys froze up. Where'd you go?
I'm still here. We're still here. I was just saying if I give someone like a 4 or 5, I want it to mean something. So which is kind of like you might see some 2s and some 3s from me, but that's not to say like the match was absolute garbage. I'm not saying that.
Mm-hmm.
It was a opening match. There wasn't any botches or anything that I can really think of. There was a couple flat parts. I thought the finish was flat, but I mean, it was what it was. 2 out of 5 stars for me. I'd actually like to go first on this next one. So it was Corbin versus Elias.
Oh God.
Elias. Say his name right. It's Elias, not Elias.
I don't watch it as much as I used to. I'm going to be honest with you.
It's Elias.
Elias. So Corbin versus Elias.
Hey, wait, hold on. Josh, do you know what WWE stands for?
Yes, that's right.
Wait a minute. It's not. Wait.
Hold on.
Wait, it's not WWF?
It's WWE. And what does it stand for?
World Wildlife Fund? No, maybe.
No. WWE. Hold on, Jeff. WWE. What does WWE stand for, Josh?
Quick.
I'm asking you a real question.
I need a lifeline.
Jeff, WWE stands for
Walk with Elias.
That's right. I'm going to have to say, Josh, you can no longer grade this match because you didn't even know his catchphrase.
That's all right. So I thought it was a pretty. It wasn't the most technical match. I thought it was a solid match. These guys worked a little snug, and I appreciated that. I thought the high knee was really good. These guys were laying in the shots. Again, it wasn't a Brett versus Shawn match or something like that, but I thought the guys were nice and snug. I gave this stiff.
Oh, I thought you said sniff. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
I gave it 3.5 out of 5 for this one. So
all right.
Well, all right, for me, for me on this match, they did the classic, Elias or Corbin comes out after he threw fucking Elias off a fucking patio a week earlier, up off the upper deck. Didn't think he was going to show up. Of course, Elias comes out, the low limps, got a guitar. Corbin rushes him. Classic move to do that. Gets bashed with the guitar. Elias gets control. They get to the ring. The match starts, and they both really had good moments. A lot of action in this match. And, when a guy like Corbin, who's very athletic, he's a big dude. He's like 6'5", and
he's 6'8". He's like 6'7", 6'8".
He gets slid out the ring. He gets slung. Like an arm drag. He slides out, comes around the post, jumps back in. It's a signature move, and then hits you with that forearm. For a big man to do that the way he does, he's so proficient in his movement. And they really worked well together tonight. They didn't have any snafus. There was no, out of character moments. This match actually gets a 4. They really put in the work. Corbin's character, he's such a heel, and he stays in that character. I like his character, for what he's supposed to be. He's perfect at what he does. And I picked Elias to get the win because everybody thought Corbin was going to get the win. I said, no, this is a time where Elias had to get the win. So I gave it a 4. It was one of the matches I enjoyed the most out of the whole night.
Jeff?
Totally disagree. Absolutely 100% disagree. I love Elias. I have been a fan of his ever since he started because Elias is different. And he has a great look. He keeps himself in shape, and he's not the best worker, but he's not the worst. Baron Corbin pisses me off to no extent. Here is a guy with unbelievable talent, another former football player, deciding to make the jump to pro wrestling and actually doing a good job and giving the business the respect that it deserves.
Babe.
However, they've never been able to get his character right. I hate the King Corbin. He is so fucking forced.
I need a lighter. Dude, but he has to be King Corbin. He won the King of the Ring. That's what the King of the Ring does. Everybody's not going to come out and be King Booker. And don't grade, but you're grading. But see, you're grading the match on Corbin overall. Just grade the work tonight.
Hey, I can give my 2 cents before I grade the match.
Okay, but you make it sound like you're bashing the whole Corbin character when that has nothing to do with tonight.
It has something to do with tonight because I didn't like the lead up to it. I thought the lead up to the match was stale. I thought the match was okay, but I definitely don't think it was a 4-star match. I definitely don't think that. I think that there were holes in it, and I think that
where were the holes?
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you what, man. The holes for me, especially when it came, there is a chemistry that is lacking between the physicality between those two guys because they're not connecting the way that they should be. And Elias is going soft on some of the shit that's coming out of the corner, and I mean seriously soft. Corbin has that availability to fucking lay it into you. We've all fucking seen it, and we definitely know that he can go strong style when he wants to. And his end of days is one of the prettiest finishers I've seen in a long time, and I definitely give him props for that. I did not see there were holes in connections. I would have liked to have seen them go a little harder with the storyline that they built up to, especially seeing how that he fucking chucked Elias off of the hosting post.
So you don't think they sold that angle enough?
Not at all. Not at all for what it built up to. So I give it 3.
Man, I'm working with some haters tonight, man.
Hey, I'm actually more on your side on this one, Chris. I give it 3. I
know. No, hey, listen. I'm just hey, listen. And when I I make the argument because I want to get, like you said, there's holes. Give me an example of a hole in the match. Don't just say there was not chemistry, dude. That's a cop-out. Pick a spot in the match where there was a hole that you give me a specific hole.
All right, fine. There were 2 big boots that didn't connect. There are 2 fucking big Corbin boots that looked like they were soft. And one of them didn't even look like it hit him in the goddamn face. This guy's 6'7" and got some of the longest fucking legs in the WWE. You're telling me that you can't fucking connect with a big boot when it matters? This is fucking WrestleMania. Fucking lay those boots in like there's no goddamn tomorrow, especially seeing as how that there's a guy you just chunked off of a 15-foot high host podium. And now, seriously, I'd be laying those motherfuckers in like
I'm going to throw this comment up on screen. You guys will love this. Guy on the left, which is me, looks like Bruce Willis and Dana White had a baby. I don't know if I agree with that. Wow. Is that right?
Wow.
What do you guys think?
Wow.
Wait, hold on.
Is that a compliment or is that, I don't know what that is. What would I consider that as?
Did you hear that?
Pull out your lighter, Chris. Yeah. Chris, pull out your lighter. That's what we call a burn.
Oh!
All right, Mr. Matt, we're talking about WrestleMania 36, my friend. It just happened. Night number one.
Night number one.
So we're kind of going over that. We're about to start reviewing match 3. So we're going over, if you guys are just tuning in, I see a lot of you kind of just tuning in. We're kind of going over with a 5-star setup. So we've already gone through the first couple matches, and then we're just kind of giving our thoughts. We're keeping it somewhat brief and just kind of rolling on through, and whatever topics come up, sometimes we don't keep it on the same topic, and that's just the way it is. Let's see. All right, and someone
match 3.
Devin Adams said not only that, but they had the opportunity to redo it since it was pre-taped. And hold on. No, stop.
What,
Chris?
Devin, I love you, bro, but they did not have the opportunity to retape it. They had 2.5, 3 days once the city of Orlando put down the order that they had to shut down the Performance Center. So there was no retaping any of this. These were shot. They were laid out the script, and they went into the studio. They went right to the Performance Center, and they filmed these matches. They didn't really have time to do retakes, dude, because they had a limited amount of time, because the Performance Center, while it was still open, they had to be out of there at a certain time of day. That's the city of Orlando. That was the rule.
Hold on. You can't argue him. He's a Floridian.
Hold on.
I'm here, dude. Listen.
There is post-production, though. So I kind of understand what he's saying. Yeah, I agree. I understand they can't go back and redo the whole match. I get that.
So then you can't go back and do anything in post-production. You can't fix it in pro. No, you can't.
5 camera angles right there. They could have changed the camera angles.
Listen. The camera angle doesn't change what the two workers do in the match. It just gives us a different view.
It can change some of the perspective, like the big boot.
Well,
he's talking about.
But they showed that replay. They showed that replay of the big boot at 3 different angles, and one, Jeff said, it looked like it fucking clearly missed, but Elias still took the bump the way he was supposed to. There was another angle they showed of one of those kicks, and it looked like it was dead money on his face, even though it probably was this far away. Because when he threw it, Elias's hand came up here when Elias's hand is supposed to be here to catch the kick. And nobody caught a kick like Ric Flair and HBK from 2008 in Flair's final match. Flair ate the boot on the chin. And today's wrestlers don't eat the same bumps the same way. Some do, but some guys don't want to get that bump. Dolph Ziggler, by the way, takes an excellent kick to the face.
Yeah, he does.
So the next match.
He does everything good.
So we're moving on to the next match.
So I guess we're going to go to next match was Becky Lynch and Shayna Baszler. So
all right, I'm going to open up this one since you guys opened up the other two.
Go for it.
All right. So before the match started, I put up a post. I'm having people predict all the matches. I picked Becky to win this match because this would not be a very ceremonial time for them to take the belt off her and put it on Baszler with no crowd to really push. Baszler is a super heel, and it would have really been unceremonial and unjust to her to let her win the belt right now because it doesn't make sense. Becky's on a long run, and they need to let it run. The match itself, so the outcome was exactly what I expected it to be. The match itself, Baszler, who has come on, from MMA and, trained with Rousey and all that stuff, Baszler has become an incredible professional wrestler. She is truly elite right now. Her and Becky worked, for considering the limited amount of practice time that they've had since all this Corona stuff had started. They're not doing as many rehearsal matches because you're trying to limit the interaction. The way these two girls have worked up in the whole build for this match and everything, it was cool. I enjoyed the action in the match tonight. Baszler did a lot of good things, especially toward the I don't know, about 3/4 of the way through the match when she had Lynch outside and she picked her up and she slammed her into the announce desk a couple of times. And the first one, Becky's arm did not go up. She took the full brunt of that fucking desk on her head. She got 2 more of those, and she got her arm up where she's supposed to kind of break it. But I always say, even with the arm up, shit still fucking hurts. Those girls also get a 4 from me tonight. They put on a good match. It was action-packed. They both had their moments. There was no misses in the bumps. And they were they had chemistry because they had built the chemistry and they had chemistry. They carried it from the promo to the fucking match, and outcome I knew what it was going to be. So that's a 4 for me. I don't know if I'm going to be able to give out a 5 tonight. I'm just being honest. 4 might be as high as I go.
No, I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I'm actually going to be in agreement with you on that one, Chris, because the one thing that I like about Shayna Baszler, what she lacks in technical ability, she makes up for in brutal moves and hard throws. And she's really good. She's really been getting good at the hard throws into whatever. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it be an elimination chamber, whether it be a table, whether it be into the post. She's been really doing that very well. And in my opinion, probably last year, you probably guys remember when they had that epic sit-down promo together. And Shayna just comes in and sits down, and she was, I think she was still the NXT champion at that time, but they had a sit down promo that I would actually rank up there as one of the best WWE promos of all time. It was actually that good, that the chemistry that they had. And you know what? You make some good, I was saying that I was disappointed about Baszler not picking up the title, but you did make some good points that maybe with everything that Becky has built, over the past year, she has now held the Raw Women's Championship for 1 year now.
Not yet.
No. Well, actually, tomorrow. Actually, I guess that.
No. She's at like 350. She's got more days to go.
No, it was she picked up the Raw Women's title at WrestleMania when she won the SmackDown and the Raw.
Right, but it's for some reason it's not chronologically 365 days yet. I don't know why. Let me look that up. Hang on.
But anyway, the actual match itself, I definitely praised the match. I would have liked to see a little. I mean, there was some brutality. I would have liked to seen a little bit more, and I would have liked to seen her rise to the occasion. And the finish, I hate to say it, the finish I've seen too often.
363. I'm sorry, you were right. No, I was thinking of Bailey's title reign is like at 300 and change.
No. Bailey's not at 1 year yet. No.
Yeah. They were talking about that tonight, and that's where I got confused. My bad.
Yeah. But the finish on it is a finish that I've seen all too often. In fact, when I saw it, it clearly reminded me of WrestleMania 8, Bret Hart and Roddy Piper, when Roddy Piper threw the sleeper on Bret, and then Bret back into the corner, pushed off the corner, came around and did the pinning combination with having the weight all on them. Now, I like that combination, don't get me wrong, but I felt it was a good finish because Baszler is such a physical force that it would take a move like that to beat her because it would use the momentum against her. And I do like that. It did remind me once again of that match, but it was like that was the only way that she could beat Shayna, is by using her own momentum against her. And that's
and I like that they did this. So I like the finish of the match that Becky didn't win with her disarmer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I felt that they're going to continue. These two are going to continue to rival, and so now what I believe is going to happen, and it probably won't happen till SummerSlam. And SummerSlam is kind of projected where we're going to get back to real life.
Yeah.
For WWE, that's what they're saying. Maybe July, but let's just say SummerSlam. They're going to continue to build this back and forth and everything, and they'll fuck with each other. But I don't think they're going to put them in a big title match till SummerSlam. And when they do, Shayna Baszler will win the title.
She'll go over. Yeah, she'll go over.
And she's going to go over like a motherfucker.
Absolutely.
She's doing a phenomenal job. And then we always think about swerves, and I didn't get any swerves tonight that I didn't see anything that was swervy. The one swerve I was hoping for was that Becky was going to win, and I knew that was going to happen. And then when she was fucking celebrating, fucking Ronda Rousey was going to come out and jump her and, set up something because, Baszler and Ronda, boom. Yeah. And they're friends, outside of wrestling before they ever came here. But it would have been a really cool fucking pop. Even though there's no audience, the world watching, Twitter would have popped. Twitter would have lost its fucking mind. All of them would, to bring her out right after the match when Shayna's in the corner, and Shayna sold the loss very well. She sat in the corner, she got emotional, which you don't see her see. She had the tears, and And those little moments endear her to the fans. You know what I'm saying? They feel bad for her now that she lost. Even though she's a fucking bitch heel, when she sat in the corner and cried, she sold it perfectly. But Becky was up on the top of the rope raising the belt, and I was waiting for Ronda to just come fucking popping out and just fucking drop her. Didn't happen, but the match still gets a 4.
That would have been appropriate. I give it a 4 as well. I agree.
Josh.
All right, since you guys took 20 minutes on one match, I'm going to make mine short and sweet. Sounds
like my sex life, short and sweet.
It was an okay match.
8 motherfuckers. God.
You should have seen my show last night, dude. Some shit got raunchy.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh man.
Where's he going?
Play your little air horn again on that one.
All right, we don't need a vuvuzela for that.
I'm going to keep mine short and sweet on this one. So I thought it was, it was okay. I like Shayna a lot. I like her. She's a solid worker. Becky Lynch is a solid worker too. There was nothing I would say in this match in particular that was like, wow. They were both great workers, so it's not so much shitting on them as workers. The match was okay. I gave it a 2.5 out of 5 stars.
Ooh.
I thought it was an okay match. I'm not saying it was a bad match. I thought it was a average match. It wasn't wow, and it wasn't terrible. It was right dead set in the middle. So I gave it 2.5 stars. All right. So
wow.
Yep. And next one going down the list is Daniel Bryan versus Sami Zayn. I guess why don't you start that one off, Jeff?
Oh.
Did you watch it?
Yes, I did. And
the way you went, I was like, maybe that was the one you went and took a pee break. I don't know.
I took no pee break actually out of fight number 1.
Me neither.
You know what? I didn't feel it. I really didn't feel it. I had a feeling that Sammy was going to retain because of the angle that he's on right now, because kind of the loudmouth, know-it-all, so to speak, with, Cesaro and Shinsuke on the side. I kind of figured that he was going to actually do that because it's more interesting than what Daniel Bryan is doing right now. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more technical on that side because those guys are incredible. Those guys both have incredible technical capabilities. Love the Helluva kick. It's actually one of my favorite kick finishes ever. It's one of the best kick finishes ever. However, technically speaking, it lacked. Daniel was moving a little bit slower than he normally does. It did not feel like it felt more like a SmackDown match than a WrestleMania match. I'm going to give that 2.5 stars.
I'm going to give that match 3 stars. I think that the angle that has been Sammy's angle for the last couple of months, where he's really doing everything to avoid getting into a match. I mean, even when he won the title, it was with his teammates, right? And they really did all the work, and then he jumped in and stole the title. I think and that's the angle he played for the first 5 minutes of the match. He kept jumping out, frustrating fucking Daniel. They played the gimmick up right, and having Gulak in Daniel's corner, taking out fucking Cesaro and Shinsuke. Because you have to think about, I grade the whole match on all the components. So it was good that they were there. Gulak took them out. Daniel ended up taking them out too because he jumped through the ropes late in the match and took both of them out. And Daniel showed some really cool. It was almost, how should I say, like when Hogan would Hulk up, you'd hit him and it'd just be like, and you'd hit him again. And it was like, Daniel's a small man, but he was like getting chopped, hit and kicked by Sammy, and he was eating him and just like hulking up, it was a cool moment. Because that's what I attributed it to. He was hulking up the way Hulk did, but, and then, he came out and he had some phenomenal moves. I was a little disappointed that we didn't see one of the moves I like, and I don't know what they call it, for lack of the rocking horse, where he fucking pins your legs under his legs. He grabs you like this, and he rocks you until he comes all the way over on his back, and he stretches you. I love that move. It's one of those.
It's a bow and arrow, right? It's a bow and
whatever
arrow,
it's
right?
called. I don't remember the name of it, but it's a cool move. Nobody else does it, and even the people that have done it, nobody's really done it as good as him. I expected to see that tonight. And Zayn, you know, it's hard for me with Zayn because Zayn is a phenomenal wrestler. But even before this, you know, before he got injured, I don't know, last couple of years, he just hasn't been performing at his highest level. I don't know if he's got nagging injuries. But I give the match 3 because, again, they brought the gimmick with them and they kept the gimmick going through the whole thing. Sammy played his character right. His cronies played their characters right, you know, and they got the good, the face pop with Gulak helping out and kind of, you know, you heard him yelling at Daniel, get him, you know, creating that little bit of a aggressive streak in the match. I give it a 3.
Okay. I think we're all kind of in the same ballpark with this. I gave it a 2.5. Again, I thought this one was it was a little more technically sound, I guess, than some of the other matches so far in the night. But I still thought that it was just, I don't know, man. And maybe, and I'm trying not to take it into consideration. I'm trying to not count it, but maybe the no crowd thing, I don't know. It still fell flat. This one fell a little flat too. I thought there were some good moments, but 2.5 from me too.
It felt like a SmackDown match rather than a WrestleMania match.
Fair. I think that's fair, and
it just did.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I would say that all the matches felt more like a regular TV match because that's what we've been watching and we've been seeing it with no crowd and everything. And I think that, you know, we're all grading based on what we're seeing, and we're, you know, we have to grade this WrestleMania differently than we would the other one. But you also, I'm giving it a little half point here, half point there because they're doing their best to stay in character, and it's the hardest thing to do when you don't have the crowd because so much of WWE depends on the crowd in the building.
But it's just like what you said. There was that one bow and arrow move that Daniel Bryan did not do. There were certain moves that Sami Zayn, like one of the best moves that I love on Sami Zayn is when he dives in between the turnbuckle and the second rope to deliver that DDT on the outside. Why didn't we see something spectacular like that? I mean, this is WrestleMania, for Christ's sake. This isn't SmackDown.
I think Zayn, like I said, is just dealing with some nagging stuff that hasn't fully recovered. And that's just my opinion. He was out for a while with injuries.
Ooh.
Michael J. Smith, Sami Zayn sucks.
Okay.
Michael J. Smith, Sami Zayn does not suck, dude. He just doesn't. I'm not even going to try to get into a back and forth with you, bro, but he doesn't.
He's had some of the best matches. He's had some of the best matches in NXT.
I'll say this. I think he's an okay. He's an okay worker. He'd be a top indie star, but I'm sorry, I just don't think he's.
Are you kidding? Are you kidding?
Hold on.
Oh
from a technical, physically perspective, no. Like I'm not saying he sucks from a worker perspective. I just don't.
He's a phenomenal worker.
He's a great worker. I'm not talking from that, but like from an overall, just there's something about him that just doesn't grab me. And maybe it's just me. Maybe
It's character development. And listen, again, there's some character development stuff. Listen, you know, Zayn has played both parts, the heel and the face. When Sami Zayn has been a face, the world loved him. Zayn needs to find that spot, honestly, where he could be the tweener. You know, the best tweener was, to me, has always been like Triple H and Randy Orton as tweeners. You know, they would.
Ooh, burn!
Wow.
I think I'm
pull
right.
Pull out that lighter. Burn!
Hey, Mike Smith, can you do it better?
He used to be a worker too. My buddy Mike Smith.
Can he do it better?
I don't know. Maybe.
He was a wrestler, right? You're saying?
Yeah.
Did he make it to the WWE?
No.
Okay, so he.
Hey.
Listen. I'm just saying. You know, some of his criticism to me seems like it's just, you know, to be a dick. Because if he was a worker and he knows what good work looks like, then there's no way for him to say that Sammy couldn't even make.
Are you saying he can't critique him because he's not on the same level? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying that I think some of his critique comes where maybe he thinks he's at that level. And for him to say that a guy that's been doing it in the WWE for a while is not a good worker and he's only good enough for Sunday Night Heat, that's bullshit, dude. You know it, Josh. You know it, Jeff. And I'm telling him.
I don't think he's necessarily saying it from like maybe he's not saying it from a wrestling point of view, but I think, like you said, character development. I didn't.
But that's also not on him. You know, sometimes the WWE controls your character and what they make you do.
Yeah, okay.
There are not too many. Listen, there are not too many guys in WWE that get to control their own character. Bray Wyatt controls his own character because Bray Wyatt is a fucking genius.
Oh yeah.
All his characters that he's done, it's all Bray Wyatt stuff. He's built this. Bray Wyatt can control his own character. Sami Zayn doesn't. And they tell him, all right, this 6 months you're going to be a heel. This 6 months you're going to be a face. They decide what he does. And, you know, they don't develop him the right way. They don't let him run a thing long enough. And, you know, but as far as technical work, he's awesome. He talks on the mic. He's entertaining on the mic, dude. You know, so
he is.
He's you know, that's why he's, you know, on
when he's in
the Big Show.
When he's in the right character, when he was in NXT, and I'm gonna tell you, there are 2 matches of Sami Zayn's that I will never forget that were fucking badass, incredible matches. The first one, actually 3 of them. I'm sorry, NXT versus Sami Zayn versus Cesaro, which was incredible. The debut of Shinsuke Nakamura versus Sami Zayn was fucking off the page, incredible. And one more, which is actually a match where Vince McMahon, after the match, did something that he normally doesn't do. He came up and hugged Sami Zayn as soon as he came through the curtain. And for those who know Vince McMahon, he barely does that except for the guys who are on the top level. And that was the final match to end the feud between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. That match was fucking incredible.
Wasn't that the one that Sami Zayn went out, though?
Huh?
Sami Zayn, didn't he lose that match? And he was on the shelf.
No,
or was that before that?
No, this is the one where he delivered like 2 haluva kicks, and he was like trying to argue with himself. Oh, he's my friend. I don't know if I should do it. I'm like, oh fuck it, I got to pull the trigger, and then boom, 2 straight haluva kicks and out. No, that was incredible. So he's a worker, dude. Listen, and I'm glad that your buddy Mike Smith right there. You know, he can have his opinion, but if the opinion comes out wrong, or you know.
How can opinion be wrong? That's why it's an opinion.
Yeah, it can't be wrong. It's just going to be not a popular opinion. It won't be a popular opinion. Yeah, it can't be wrong.
Same thing as wrong. Anyway, the point is, we all know that Sammy's a worker. Us, you know, all of us, right?
Sure, he's a great worker.
Okay, so if we all know he's a great worker, and somebody comes on and says he's not a great worker, you know, I don't know. I can't buy into that. I can't give.
That's not what he said, though. He just said that he belongs.
When he says he couldn't even main event Sunday Night Heat, dude, that's saying he's not a good worker, dude. Without coming out and saying he's not a good worker.
Not necessarily. There are tons of how many guys we can take this show in another direction. How many guys were great workers but never did anything past beyond mid card? It doesn't mean shitty workers
because they got put in a black hole of a character. That's the problem.
The WWE. I mean, listen. You know what? Look. Back in the day, there were a few years back. There was a tag team called Crime Time.
Sure.
And you know what? They were fun to watch. Wait, listen. They were fun to watch. You know, but they got stuck in a strange character spot. And they were good workers. You know.
Yeah.
And then they got buried behind the fucking this and behind the that, and then they got pushed out. You know. So again, you know, you can only work with what they give you to work with. You know, and you know, for your years around the business. My years around the business, I have great relationships with guys that are current WWE superstars. And, you know, working at WWE as a professional wrestler is like working for Disney.
Sure.
You know, Disney,
100%.
Disney controls the character. Disney controls the narrative.
Agreed.
Unless you can explode like a John Cena, like a fucking Bray Wyatt.
Unless you have the character and you can sell the character. If you can sell the character, they're not going to put you through the promo classes. They're not going to do that. They're going to allow you to explore that character, which is what they've done with Bray Wyatt. And John Cena, as we all know from the background, that was an accident. That was just a happy accident. What happened to him and exploded. That's the problem. A lot of these guys are not going to be in that position to where they can have that character that stands the test of time. You know how fucking hard that is?
It's brutal.
It's beyond brutal.
And I hope they figure out how to give Sammy a better character they can really ride for a few years and grow. So anyway, I think we spent enough time on this one, right?
Yeah. Time to move on, Josh.
Match. Let's segue to the next match. It's, of course, a triple threat for the SmackDown Tag Team titles, triple threat ladder match.
I give that. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to jump in on this one first.
Go ahead.
For the work by the three guys, they put on some good moves. I give the match a 2. And the reason why, it's a tag team championship match where only one guy from each team was there. We had no tag team stuff in there. I'm going to give it a 1 just for that. I know Miz got sick and they had to send him home. But at that point, scratch the match. Just scratch the match. It was stupid to do it that way. No, it was. It was dumb. It gets a 1. And it's not because of the guy's work. It's because of the WWE should have just pulled that match and did something else and saved that till Miz got better. You can't have a tag team title defense match with 3 guys and the other 3 guys aren't there. It's stupid.
I'll take it. I'm gonna fully disagree.
But hold on. But their work.
Go ahead.
But their work was good. Kofi is always a phenomenal guy in a ladder match. That move where he went off the ropes and he went in between the ladder.
In between the rungs of the ladder.
Yeah, and that was good. And the bump that fucking Morrison took from the top onto the fucking ladder bridge, that was fucking dope.
That was a solid finish. That was a solid finish.
Solid finish. He comes down with the belts. The work those guys did, and it sucks that I have to give this a 1 because it wasn't a tag team match. So they sold it as a tag team match. We didn't get a tag team match. The workers, if I'm just looking at the work those 3 guys did, it's a 4. But I take into consideration that it wasn't a tag team match. And it's a tag team title match. So it goes down to a 1 for me.
I'm going to give it a 3.5. I thought it was a solid fucking match. And the fact that it went down to singles, I was definitely looking forward to the 3 teams. But the fact that it went down to just a regular triple threat with 1 representative from each team, hey, it was still a solid match for me. That didn't really take anything else away.
Then they should have just taken the titles off the line.
Well, it's not the first time though that tag team titles has been decided in a singles match. It's not the first time they've done it. First time in Mania.
First time in Mania it is.
First time in Mania.
I would have rather seen another match like Braun Strowman picking a kid out of the audience to be his tag team partner and fucking,
No.
Listen, at least there was somebody on the apron with him. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I was at that Mania, with my nephew and the Make-A-Wish Foundation. At least there was somebody on the ring with him. You know what I'm saying? That's all. This is not a tag team title match the way it was tonight. It wasn't a tag team title match. They could have even found somebody to replace Miz. There's other guys in there that could have stepped in, I mean, the New Day has 3 guys, right? And they always kind of rotate out who good, until Xavier comes back, it's Kofi and Big E. But, there's other guys that Miz has teamed up with, over the last, 6 months that could have stepped in and taken a spot. So they had a way to do it, but, and they could have done that when Miz got sent home before the match was even filmed. They could have grabbed somebody else, so I just think they didn't put enough effort into creating the tag team title match. I'm sorry, I'm talking too much on that one, but I was pissed.
No, you're fine. So, like I said, I thought it was great. I thought it was a lot of awesome spots. I don't want to talk for 10 more minutes, but I thought it was full of awesome spots. I love the fucking finish where they pull the whole damn thing down off of the.
They all had their fucking hands on it. That was awesome.
And then Morrison fell off with the belts. I thought that was an awesome fucking finish.
Well, it's usually the person who takes the bump, the big bump,
right,
who doesn't come out with the belts.
Right.
And this time it was the opposite. The one who took the biggest bump of the match actually won the match because of that. And that was so unique about it. Josh, I 100% agree with you on that. And I know we're not supposed to do that, but this is a different talk forum, so I'm allowed to agree with you here. I'm gonna tell you, it was unique. They salvaged for what they could. It's a triple threat that we'll never see before because obviously they won't want to run that one back with 1 representative from each one. And that's
no, they will. But the next time it'll be the other 3 dudes.
Oh yeah, I could probably see
Jimmy, Kofi, and fucking Marshall sit over here while the other three guys go. And then, I can only see them doing that because that's lazy story writing, and they do have a case of that going on periodically, you know.
Solid 3.5. Solid 3.5. Good spot fest, but it's a ladder match, so it's supposed to be a spot fest, number one. Right. And the spots were good. The athleticism was there, and the finish was one of the better finishes in ladder matches in recent history that I've seen. And I really, really appreciated the way that they finished that and had those guys up on the top of the fucking ladder, scratching their heads. What happened? What happened? I love that.
I love when they do a ladder match, and you know, especially when it's a 6-man ladder match, you know, and forget tag team, just a ladder match. And they have 6 guys in it, and they always have a moment where there's all 6 of them up on top of ladders beating the fucking snot out of each other. Those are my favorite moments of those matches because at that point, 2 people out of the 6 that are up there are taking a huge bump any second.
TLC 2, WrestleMania 7. TLC WrestleMania 2. You remember when it was Devon and fucking Matt Hardy that got tipped off and they went through 4 tables on the outside, which was the Mania bump outside of the spear that Edge did to Jeff Hardy off the top of the ladder.
Hey, before we finish up your opinion on this match, who's the greatest ladder match performer in WWE history in your opinion?
Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels was doing things in a ladder match, but that was just absolutely unheard of. And another thing is that he used a lot of unique ways to use the ladder in the match, and that it was all they didn't always make a run for the title. They really used the ladder as a weapon. Much more than trying to make that. And that's why I think that Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon is still my favorite ladder match of all time because
one guy.
Oh, Shawn Michaels.
One guy. Who's the best ladder match performer in the history of WWE? You say Shawn Michaels. Josh is shaking his head. Tell me, Josh, who is it?
That's tough, man. There's a few that really pops into my brain. I thought RVD had great ladder matches. I thought Eddie Guerrero had great ladder matches. Jericho's been in a couple really good ladder matches. I don't know, man. I gun to my head, just right off the bat. I'm gonna have to say RVD. Just gun to my head right out the gate.
Yeah, I have 2, and depending on who did the ladder match last, sometimes that 2 might get the nod, and that's fucking Jeff Hardy and Kofi Kingston.
Yeah,
I don't care what anybody says about the old school and showing love for Shawn Michaels. Nobody performed off a ladder like those 2 guys. Those 2 guys do crazy shit on the ladder, with the ladder, through the ladder. You know, Kofi goes like tonight. He was inside the ladder. Tonight, he was through the. He went through that one way. But there's been times in matches, ladder matches, where he's like up here and he jumped for the rope and he goes actually long ways. Like this is the ladder. He goes right through it. To the other side. Kofi, Jeff Hardy are the 2 best, in my opinion, singles as far as ladder match performances. HBK has had some phenomenal ladder matches, but he could not do what either one of those 2 did, even in his prime.
Well, he never went to that extreme back then because that extreme didn't exist yet. That extreme didn't exist.
But Jeff if it
Hardy
did,
was the one who took it a couple of rungs up. So even if he did, I don't believe that he would have gone to the extreme that Jeff Hardy would. I will give you that because one of my favorite ladder matches of all time was actually a singles match, and it was Jeff Hardy versus The Undertaker for the Undisputed SmackDown. That was fucking incredible.
Great fucking.
I love ladder matches, but yeah, that was a great match, Jeff. Good reminder on that one, brother.
Oh yeah.
Let's just roll right along. First off, too, I just want to say, guys, thank you for your feedback. I appreciate it. Whether you agree or disagree, we love it. We absolutely love it. So a few of you have really chimed in here. Great show from the Forgotten. Appreciate that so much.
Thank you, Great Forgotten Father and Son.
We appreciate you so much. So,
hey, and Michael Smith, even though I don't agree with anything you're saying, I still think you're awesome.
He said the Hardys. Didn't you say Jeff Hardy? He's saying the Hardys.
Well, he's saying tag team. I just said a singles guy, and he went with Jeff on HBK. And I think I presented enough of an argument to prove why, Hardy would get the nod over that because Hardy did so much more with the ladder. And even if HBK in his prime was doing the same, if he had the opportunity to do it, HBK wouldn't have taken those same kind of bumps. It's just it wasn't his style. He'd jump off a top rope and a ladder here and there, but never like Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy was the most fearless man on a ladder. But I still like you, Mike. I'm sorry if you think I'm a dick. Get in line.
All right, Josh, moving along. Next match.
Oh man, Nick Rollins versus Kevin Owens. I'm gonna go first.
I'm gonna take the lead on this.
No, wait, hold on. It's Josh. It's Josh's show. Let him go first.
Hey, I'm completely. I'm not a control freak on this one.
I can appreciate you, Chris, but I'm still taking the lead.
Go ahead on that one.
I'm still taking the lead on this.
By the way, before you answer, I just want to say something. This triple threat right here of people chatting, us three, this is a lot of fun. I don't care what we would talk about; it would still be fun like this.
Oh, it would be. And I don't think anybody's arguing that. I mean, but I have absolutely loved what they've been working with, considering the circumstances and no fucking crowd. Kevin Owens has always been a favorite of mine, going all the way back to when he was Kevin Steen, back in Ring of Honor days. I have always liked. Dude, I've always liked his character because he has the old school heel mentality that doesn't exist with a lot of newer talent. He is a guy who gets it, and he says, "I don't give a fuck the fact that I'm fat. It's more about how I sell it," and that's exactly what he does. He sells it like nobody else. Everybody is hating fucking Seth Rollins' Monday Night Messiah shit, and I'm not a big fan of it. But, however, the way that they're working and the chemistry that they had and in this match, and the fact that it ended via disqualification and they still wanted to go, they kept going. It was good back and forth match. I mean, obviously incredible athleticism on behalf of Seth Rollins, but Kevin Owens finally got his WrestleMania moment. Kevin Owens treated this motherfucking match like WrestleMania. He had his WrestleMania fucking moment. And what a wonderful homage to Stone Cold Steve Austin with a nice stunner to finish the fucking match. Kevin Owens stepped up and had his motherfucking WrestleMania moment. Solid 4 stars. Solid 4 stars.
I'm going to jump right in. I'm going to say something. So I'm not a big fan of Kevin Owens, and I really haven't ever been. I don't like the pop-up powerbomb. I can't fucking stand it. There's a lot. I mean, I'm not saying he's a decent worker. He's a good indie worker. He's another guy. I think that's kind of right up there with Sami Zayn. Like, I know he's a little more popular than he is. Okay, but I don't like his style, and I'm not saying he's bad for it. It's just me personally. I'm not a fan of his style. I gave the match. It wasn't a bad match. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. It wasn't a bad match. The only part I thought that was a little fucking weird is the fact that Rollins and Owens took it upon themselves to restart the match and made it no DQ without no really official presence to. It was really fucking weird to me.
Well, when was the last time you saw them bring out an official presence on Raw or SmackDown? They haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, but they had a WrestleMania host, someone that kind of made the match with a lot.
Gronkowski, guy. Listen, okay. Gronk doesn't know enough about how to run that thing right now. So I'm going to tell you. So I'm going to tell you right now. Finish up what you got to say, and then I'm going to fucking give you my. I
was just going to say, because wasn't he like a couple weeks ago when they announced him as host? He was the one that made. Let me get the quotes in here. Made the match with Elias and what's his face, right, with Corbin.
Well,
right.
He made the match. He made the match after they came out and had a little beef, right? But again, he made the match because he was told to make the match. It was part of the script.
Obviously, Chris.
So but what I'm saying, what I'm saying is, they can only do so much with Gronk. At this point right now, Gronk being the host,
he's too green,
and Gronk being the host right now. Honestly, this WrestleMania doesn't need a host.
It didn't.
Doesn't need it. So Gronk's just getting paid for fucking being window dressing. So what was your final score on that match?
I gave
it 3.5.
I gave it a 3 out of 5, and I like the finish. Like I said, I like the finish. It was a solid match, and 3 out of 5 from me.
Yeah. See, I loved this match. These guys both delivered what they always deliver. Fucking full steam ahead. They put their heart and soul into it. They stayed in the character. I loved that WWE didn't have anybody else involved in their match, even when because Owens won twice.
Mm-hmm.
Owens got 2 wins tonight, against Rollins, the DQ victory, and then he gets to win after they restart the match and make it a non-disqualification.
They could have run in. They could have run in.
Again, who started the match? Who restarted it? Who did it?
They announced it themselves. They said, Kevin Owens goes, you're not going out. Listen, that happens.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
The referee started.
All right, wait a minute. Does anything in WWE really make sense?
No, I'm not.
We're a bunch of grown men talking about a male soap opera. Let's be real. So,
but there is a logical side to it where it has to at least make a little bit of sense. And the fact that they're just like running the asylum kind of thing and they just made the match themselves. Like I get it. Trust me. I get it.
Those guys are on that level.
No.
They do shit like that all the time, even on Raw and SmackDown when they've been there. Yeah.
I don't agree with it.
It would have been cool to see Vinnie Mac on the Titantron saying, "Referee, restart the match."
Now that would have been cool. Yeah, that would have.
Yeah, that would have been cool. But I'm not going to shit on the match that they did because Vince didn't get up there and go, restart the match or you're fired.
I'm not either.
I get their score. I'm not shitting on the match. I'm not letting that ruin the flavor, the taste of the match here. But it's just one part that I just didn't agree with. I just didn't like it. That's all. Yeah,
but it happens all the time. It really does. I watch every week. You even yourself even said you haven't been keeping up as much. I watch religiously every week, and I have
a lot.
forever.
It does.
So it does happen. And the fact that these two have been beefing for so long, it only made sense because when Owen said, let's go again and fucking no disqualification, and immediately Seth said, all right, you want this? You asked for it. And he fucking immediately took another aggressive stance. And he took it and he ran with it. Yeah, bitch, we're talking wrestling.
It's fucking WrestleMania. Of course we're talking wrestling.
Always. And that match, because both guys delivered from the character build up to it, to delivering it into the fucking ring, this match gets a 4.5 from me.
Wow.
These guys were incredible in the ring. Like I said, they delivered WrestleMania fucking type moments in an arena with nobody in it. Okay. It was the match. It was the match to me that most felt like WrestleMania.
Wow.
Okay. 4.5.
All right. 4.5. And rolling right along, of course, Braun Strowman versus Bill Goldberg. So, I don't know what your gentleman's score is on this one. I will say this. I thought the match was exactly what it should have been. Short, sweet, to the point. It wasn't anything that was going to blow your socks off. We all knew that. Everybody knew that, right? It needed something kind of in between. I thought, I don't know how I felt with the title match being co-main, and Jeff knows how I feel about that. But I get it. I get it for this one because of what it was.
It was a fill-in.
It was a fill-in. Unfortunately, a world title match was a fill-in. Unfortunately.
Roman Reigns was supposed to win the title tonight. Roman Reigns pulled out of WrestleMania because he was pissed off that there were people working in the Performance Center that were sick. He was pissed off that Miz. He was pissed off that Miz was still in the arena, and he just covered off leukemia. He's like me. He's immunocompromised. Oh,
he's a risk.
Right. Yeah. So he's immunocompromised, and they had people in the building that were sick while he was working. I understand why he pulled out, but tonight was supposed to be his night. I have a feeling he's going to pay for it down the road. Although it'd be stupid for no. Listen, Vince McMahon, we all know, will bury your ass if you do something you don't like. And this was WrestleMania, one of the toughest WrestleMania for them to put on. And even though Reigns has probably one of the most legitimate reasons to have pulled out, Vince is steaming about the people that pulled out.
Of course.
Vince is steaming about the people that are critical vocally in the media about talking about not stopping the event in the first place. Roman Reigns is one of the guys that talked about it publicly. Roman Reigns is going to fucking take a little heat for this. He'll probably get pushed back. They can only push him back so far because he's Vince likes Roman Reigns, but he doesn't like this shit. Like when Roman got popped for juice a few years back, Vince buried him hard, and Vince loves him. loves Roman Reigns.
Still
The
buried
style, the build, but he still buried him. So I have no problem.
Come on, Chris. If Triple H can dig himself out of what happened in the clique in the cage, anybody can dig themselves out.
Well, Triple H is also Vince's son-in-law.
Well, he wasn't at the time.
Yeah,
he wasn't at the time.
But he was flipping Stephanie at the time.
No,
this was 90. No. This was what, 90? What was this? 96, 97? No. They weren't. He was actually given the hot beef injection to China then.
Did you say hot beef injection?
You did. All right, let me give my score to this, and let's get your scores for this. I'm going to give it for what it was. I'm going to give
which match are we on again?
This is Braun and Goldberg.
Okay.
I'm going to get for what it was, short and sweet. I enjoyed it for what it was. I'm going to give it 3 out of 5.
I agree. Solid 3 out of 5 because it was what it was. It was a fill-in. There was absolutely no story build up to a title match, which is always a bitch. Number one, it was short and sweet and to the point. I like the fact that Goldberg did not get a jackhammer out of this. That actually,
he couldn't.
When
was the last time Goldberg in his current state actually hit a good jackhammer? He hasn't. He hasn't hit a good.
The last time he hit a good jackhammer was the first match that he had back with Brock. He actually held him up and did a good turn. He actually did a good turn. Other than that,
he still dropped him. He still dropped him the wrong way. He hasn't done a good jackhammer since he's been back. And he wasn't going to be able to jackhammer Braun Strowman. That's why there was no jackhammer in that match.
Maybe so, but what I'm saying is that the lack of it actually did it for me. And the fact that yes, it does. And the 4 straight up power slams. I would have liked to seen him getting a little bit more of a running start on that last one.
Right.
I think that would have driven it in a little bit more. But what I would have also liked to see, even though that Braun finally picked up a world title, unfortunately this time under a sub-in circumstance with absolutely nobody in the house, I would have liked to see a little bit more celebration because it is a world fucking title and it is WrestleMania.
But how do you celebrate in the empty arena? I mean, Braun Strowman is not, Braun Strowman needs the crowd. And the fact that
he could have done.
Braun's one of those guys that really needs the crowd to fucking go with him. He needs to talk to them. And
look what happened with the IC belt. He picked up the IC belt, and he did. And I'm gonna tell you, if he had done that in an empty arena the same way, once he had picked that up, I would have loved to have seen that. You know why? And this is the reason why. The reason why that's happened is because I feel that the commentators dropped the ball on that because they could have sold that. They could have sold that importance of that win so that he drops to his knees. He's looking at his title, and they're like, finally. Braun Strowman, after years of trying, after years of getting pushed back, he is finally the Universal Champion. I think that the commentators dropped the ball on that.
Well, here's the thing. In my opinion, this was the most bullshit way for them to give Braun Strowman the world title. I felt there's been other times where he's actually been on a good run and he's, been getting a good push. And then they shoot him in the fucking foot and they they put him in the back of the bus. I don't know what he's doing behind the scenes to fucking end up there, but he's like the Big Show. They never, for a guy like Vince McMahon who likes these big giant men like Big John Studd and all that size guy, he doesn't use them properly. Braun Strowman should go on a run and destroy everybody. Like when Big Show got beat by Spike Dudley. How embarrassing is that? How ridiculously listen, we all know wrestling is far-fetched, but there's some things that, come on, shut the fuck up.
Are not believable. I mean, but
Big Show apparently did something to piss Vince off. So Vince said, all right, you pissed me off, you're going to lose to Spike Dudley, and you're going to, what the fuck?
I know.
Vince, and listen, all hats off to Vince McMahon, because without him, this would not be happening.
Tread lightly, though. Tread lightly.
So, but he's getting old, and he's not adapting to the new times. And I hope at some point here in the next year or two, Triple H takes over, all creative, and with Paul Heyman by his side, because Paul Heyman's awesome on creativity. And but for this match, it gets a 2. It just wasn't interesting. 4 spears, 4 fucking slams. That was it. It was not exciting. It was not entertaining at all. 2 of those spears that Goldberg threw, one he pretty much missed.
They were
and if Braun wasn't so wide, he would have missed. And Braun Strowman didn't deliver the goods, like you say. He didn't throw a fucking big one at the finish. And again, he found out about this match, 6 days ago. So I mean, but still, it just was. Listen, Goldberg being the champion in the first place, fucking, and here's the thing, because we were talking about Vince having a gripe against people and fucking with them. Why in the fuck, at the peak of his fucking popularity and fucking taking fucking 8 fucking fucking stomps from fucking Seth Rollins and all this from this guy, and then he gets speared out by fucking Goldberg. All the work you just built
at Super Showdown on top of that.
Thank you, Tom. Right. All the work they put into Bray Wyatt's character, fucking the Fiend.
And he fucking drops it to Goldberg.
Why? Because Goldberg's promoting a movie? Shut the fuck up. So Goldberg being the champion was ridiculous anyway. He was going to drop it to Reigns if Reigns had stayed in. We all know that.
You killed a monster heel. You did. You killed a monster heel is what you did. Well,
but here's the thing. They wanted Strowman to get a little heat on this, a little fucking heel feel, because they're going to bring him in now to fucking go full heel turn on fucking Roman Reigns. That will be the program that is run. You heard it here first.
No. Yeah.
That's going to be the program that's run. They're going to try to recreate Reigns as a fucking face. And we were talking about tweeners a minute ago, and I wanted to say this, and we jumped off to this fight, but Kevin Owens is that guy. Because Kevin Owens is a fat guy that jumps off the ropes, fucking he stands up for the fucking common guy, but he's still a dick. You know what I'm saying? But that's the character fucking that sells. He's what I was talking about, a tweener, because he's loved and hated. And he's more loved than hated. And, tomorrow he could just be totally hated because he'll do something stupid,
That's called polarizing.
But he's the guy. He's the guy that does it right. Randy Orton's in that same boat, even though Randy Orton fucked Edge up. We'll find out what that match goes into tomorrow. And he went after Edge, went after his wife. People still love Randy Orton. But, so, and then there's others that hate him. He's built that out right. Triple H was really good at that too. But this last, Strowman and Goldberg, they get 2 from me. And I think we spent 12 minutes talking about that match, and that was fucking 12 minutes and 40 seconds too long.
Let me throw one thing in before we move on and everything. We're talking about the spear right now. Guys, for those of you who are watching, between the two of you, best spear that's currently being used on the WWE roster right now, what is it? This one's easy for me.
I've never been a big fan of the spear as a finishing move.
Somebody's doing it differently. Hang on. One person is doing it differently than anybody.
But listen, you can only change the spear so much. It's a weak finishing move. It's like Braun Strowman's fucking power slam move. You know what I'm saying? It's not a creative move. It doesn't, it doesn't excite me.
It is by this guy. It's just, sucks that he has no personality. It sucks that he has no personality, but his spear, he actually changed something of it when he was wrestling with Impact. Fucking Bobby Lashley, man. Bobby Lashley does a spear to where he does a turn into it, and I've never seen a spear utilized like that. And it gives it a little bit more legitimacy when he hits with that little bit, and it turns his opponent. Unlike anything I've ever seen, it's just it's much fun to watch his paint dry.
Edge is back, and you know what? Edge's spear is better than Lashley's spear.
I disagree.
Bobby Lashley's a stiff rock. I like Bobby Lashley as a person. I met him. I talked to him. I've hung out with him a little bit. But yeah, his character is terrible.
It is.
It's and even the whole Lana angle, him taking her from Rusev.
I hated that.
I wanted to kill them all.
I think
but
the spear is the new super kick. Everybody's fucking doing it.
Oh yeah.
and that's what I'm saying. So even if so he turned his body a little bit. It's still a fucking stupid move. It's a weak move. It does for me. And for me, it doesn't elicit a fucking ooh ah. You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, that's because the character doesn't elicit a ooh and ah.
Oh, listen. No, there's been characters out there that fucking their character sucks, but they do some exciting moves, and you go, "Holy fuck!" You know, Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio's character always been kind of whatever, but he can work and do some incredible stuff. And when he does something incredible, I pop for it.
Because his incredible moves, you know why? Because
when he gets on the mic, I cringe.
Oh, yeah, he's terrible on the mic. But the thing about, do you know why his spots are so good? Is because his spots are not oversaturated. The spear is fucking oversaturated. Everybody fucking does it. So that's why people don't pop for it anymore.
All right.
I mean, I don't pop for the 619 anymore. You know, it's lame.
Yeah.
It's so played out.
Let's move on to the main event of tonight. And Chris, I will let you take it away with this one. Of course, Undertaker versus AJ, the Boneyard match.
I didn't. You know, I knew it was going to be an outdoor thing. I knew we were going to try to create an eerie field, the graveyard, the boneyard, blah, blah, blah. The match was going fine. You know, I expected the Good Brothers to get involved, you know, but after that, having all the minions come out, you know, like Taker's minions coming against him, especially when he came out tonight as the American Badass. It was that doesn't vibe with me. Both of his characters should never interact with the other. You know, it's like you can't, like going back in time. You can't fucking see you. Don't let yourself see you if you go back in a time machine. So you have both the pieces of Taker's character showing up. You know, the American Badass in the graveyard kind. So I just felt like they were trying to pack too much of both characters. I didn't like that. I didn't like that they had all the, like I said, the minions and the bright lights pop out of the barn. I did like when they got on the roof of that barn and he fucking chucked both of those dudes. He put Homeboy in the tombstone. He chucked Homeboy off the other side. He chucked AJ into the hole. You know, the AJ got out of the hole. I liked the finish. No, man, you're good, man. You gave me a good match. You know, they shoves him, man. Dumped the dirt on him. The swerve I was looking for in this one, once all those people came out to attack the Undertaker, I'd waiting for the big red machine to pop up. Fucking when AJ,
They've already done that, though.
So what, dude? It's Taker and it's fucking Kane, dude. And you know what? As a classic wrestling fan, I would have popped. I thought what was going to happen was when AJ got into the crane and he was about to dump the dirt and Undertaker ended up behind him, I thought what was going to happen, they showed the front of the crane. I was waiting for fucking Kane's hand to pop out of the dirt in the dirt carrier and then fucking just jump up and scare the shit out of fucking AJ and toss him into the grave.
I thought it would be Kane behind him when he was on the fucking crane about to deliver it in, and then Undertaker shows behind him. I actually thought that would be Kane behind him.
That would have been a good spot to put him in, but
score.
The music I didn't like. I don't think you need music in the match. I thought that was stupid.
It's not necessary.
But you know, Taker in his last few big appearances hasn't done a long match. You know, it took him longer to walk to the ring than his matches at the last few Manias he's been in, you know. But this match tonight, he put in a lot of work, and he didn't look bad doing it.
No, he didn't.
I felt he looked better tonight than he has in quite some time. And AJ did a phenomenal job playing that fucking asshole and taking all the bumps. This match gets a 4 from me.
Okay, fair enough.
Because I felt they both did their work. Like I said, the fact that Taker actually wrestled a match tonight, you know, he really put in a lot of time. When was the last time you guys saw Taker go that long in a match?
Well, I mean, the thing about it is that you can't say wrestle because it wasn't set up for that kind of match. I mean, the issue that I have with this is, and this is a big issue that I've had ever since the first time I ever saw the fucking House of Horrors match. I'm not digging the Hollywood spin. I think it's completely unnecessary. How many times have we seen a match that's outside of the ring, but it's still shot like a match? The boiler room brawl that was shot like that was shot like a regular match. There's been a fucking buried alive match out in the cemetery, shot like a regular match. I think it should have been shot like a regular match. All this Hollywood intrigue and everything, it was unnecessary. The implementation of the Druids sucked donkey balls. I hated that. It had no place there.
Not with the American Badass character.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. Even though I understood the irony behind it because it was the American Badass character and the Druids were part of the Undertaker, there was an ironic twist to that. I'll give it that, but it was unnecessary. And I honestly think that if they had shot this like a regular match, they had foregone the music and those long intros about him driving in, from the outside of the cemetery into the cemetery. He should have popped up somewhere like the Undertaker usually does in the cemetery. The match itself, I have no issue with because it wasn't really a match. It was a fight. It was more of a fight and a brawl. So it was not a wrestling match like you saw at WrestleMania 25 with him and Shawn Michaels. So it wasn't anything like that. It wasn't anything like that. If they had foregone.
That was an awesome match, by the way.
Oh, dude, one of the best of all time. Definitely one of the best WrestleMania matches of all time at WrestleMania 25. But if they had foregone the Hollywood makeup and they had dropped the music and shot it like a regular match, it would have gone so much better. It would have gone so much better, and I would have easily been able to give it a 4-star. So, but I'm going to have to give it. I'm being generous with 3 out of 5. I'm generous with 3 out of 5 because it wasn't a match. Number one, it was a fight, and they did their parts, and you can't ask anything of that. But the dress up is just what soured me off it.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't like the music, but I liked the work the two of them put in with each other. They were into each other.
That's why I'm giving it 3.
I'm grading this match strictly on the work they did, not on the fucking bullshit that WWE made them do it in. And the fact that fucking Taker was out there working for about 18, 19 minutes.
Well, he hasn't done that in a while, that's for sure.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why the score goes up for me with that one. I liked it.
All right, Josh, what do you think?
All right, so I was looking for. This was one of the 2 matches I was really looking forward to the most. This one, and I'm also looking forward to the Randy Orton Edge match.
Of course,
probably Wrestlemania. So I'm a huge Taker mark. No surprise there. So there's probably a little bit of bias in my score. I thought the match was awesome. I really did. I thought, it was a couple cheesy moments, but I thought it was appropriate. I thought it was fine. I wish I thought Kane was going to pop up at some point too, do something just to even up the odds a little bit. That was kind of missing, but I thought it was.
Hey, if he had popped up, should he have popped up by the big red machine, or since Taker was the badass, should he have popped up as Corporate Kane?
No, but
big red machine.
Well, I mean, they did all the other fucking out of character shit with the match. That would have made it even funnier if he stood up behind AJ on the tractor as Corporate Kane, Mayor Glenn Jacobs.
that would have
been Mayor Glenn Jacobs with the mask on.
If he had done that, if I'll tell you right now, if that had happened in that match, I would have given it a 5.5 on a scale of 5. That would have fucking totally made my day.
Usually, I don't like these kind of like outdoor weird matches. Like I didn't like the Matt Hardy broken
Bray Wyatt.
I didn't like it at all.
No, I didn't like that either. No.
I thought it was really good. I liked the finish. I liked everything. I liked the bumps. Like you said, the part on the roof. I thought that was awesome. AJ did amazing. I liked all that. I'll tell you what. Did you guys notice tonight? There was a lot of bitches and a lot of asses tonight. Everybody, like almost every other guy, was saying bitch or ass or something. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Was
it just me, or didn't fucking Corey Graves a couple times say shit? And having a couple wrestlers said shit now on the fucking live broadcast.
Yeah.
I like that. I think it's cool.
Yeah. It had a little edginess to it. AJ had some spots where he got cut. Taker got cut up on his arm, so there was a little bit of juice going.
And there was a bump.
Was there? I didn't.
There was actually, no. There was a little bit, but there was a bump on his arm right past his elbow. Like when he went through the window. I think fucking he actually put a piece of glass in there and it fucking swelled up.
I think,
but
so.
He took it. He took it like an old school wrestler.
No, he looked at. He's like, "Oh shit, I'm cut. Let's go."
Yeah.
Which was great. I thought the whole thing was great. I thought that it saved a couple. It's kind of I don't want to say save the night because I'm not going to say the whole night was bad, but for me, this was my favorite match of the night. Surprise, surprise. And I was glad if the title match wasn't going to go on last, I was glad this one on last. So I gave it a 4.5. I gave it a 4.5.
Wow.
I gave it a 4. I only had one that I gave a 4.5.
No, you gave it a 4.5 too.
No, I gave this a 4.
Right? Did I hear you gave it a 4?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Not a 4.5.
Okay. Hold on.
You did give one match 4.5.
Yeah, Rollins and Owens, because they had the fucking most WrestleMania feeling match.
Absolutely.
Now, that was awesome. Like I said, I had a good time watching. I appreciate that the WWE put it together and gave us something to, just do tonight, and that we get more of it tomorrow night. Are we going to do our predictions for tomorrow night right now, or you know what Josh is thinking right now? He's going, man, I put 2 guys that are talkative motherfuckers on one show, man.
No.
What the fuck do you expect? Getting mad at a ring announcer for talking is like getting mad at a waterfall for having water.
No, trust me, I actually expected it to be worse. Believe it or not, I expected it to be much worse than
Oh, come on. But I can't wait for tomorrow night because I truly in my heart believe that Edge and Randy Orton are going to steal both nights. They're going to steal the show.
Okay, so I averaged up I got all your guys' numbers, so this is your
numbers. You told me you're a numbers guy. You do that shit. I forgot.
No. So this is your numbers for the whole night. So I took all your numbers from all the matches. So this is your overall number based off of the numbers you gave for each match. This is your overall number for the entire night. Okay. Chris, your overall number was a 3.75 based off all your numbers. Would you say that's fair? Would you agree with that number?
Sure.
Okay. Jeff, out of all your numbers, 3.25.
100%. I actually wasn't even going to give it a 3.5, so that's perfect.
Is that fair? And mine was 3.06.
Ooh.
So I think that's fair. 3.06. It wasn't a terrible Mania. I was pleasantly surprised with a couple of the things. It's better than I thought it was gonna be. So, and that's not a knock on them. I expected it to be worse than what it was. So I was pleasantly surprised.
It ain't over yet, baby.
I thought it was a slightly above average WrestleMania, even taking the crowd out of consideration. I thought it was a solid show. I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. The Edge versus Randy Orton. I don't want to talk about every single match tomorrow, but I will say this: I'm looking forward to Edge and Randy Orton, and I'm curious to see how McIntyre and Brock Lesnar goes. So I'm curious if they're going to put Drew over.
I have a feeling they are. I have a feeling that Brock is getting close to wanting some time off.
Yeah,
probably.
I don't know. That's just a weird one right there. NXT. Hang on a second.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So while we don't have, listen, let's do this. We're not going to get into all the reasons why we think it's going to happen. I'm going to run the names of the matches tomorrow, and just give me your pick. Don't put any thought into it. I mean,
that's fair. So that's fine.
We're going to start out.
Go ahead.
The kickoff show: Natty versus Liv Morgan.
I'm going to go with Natty and a sharpshooter.
All right. Wait, hold on. Let me. Jeff, Josh, Chris. All right. So, Jeff, who you taking in that one?
Are we
Natty by sharpshooter.
Okay, so I don't even care how they finish. Jeff says Natty.
I'm
Josh.
going to say Natty as well.
All right. I'm going to go outside the box. They're going to give it to Liv Morgan.
Okay.
And Natty's going to do the job for Liv because they're trying to push Liv. She's younger. She's hotter. And they're trying to create that now. Aleister Black versus Bobby Lashley.
Black over by Black Mass. But I know you don't care about how they're over, but I'm going to say it anyway.
You can. That's okay.
It'll be Black.
I'm not writing. I'm just writing down who you picked.
I'm going. Black.
Josh.
I'm going Black.
I think they're going to put Alice over because I think Bobby Lashley's getting ready to knuckle up. So I think
Yep.
they're going to get him out of
Yeah.
WWE.
They're hoping he's getting ready to knuckle up.
So
all right, Otis versus Dolph Ziggler.
Otis, the storyline, the way that it had the swerve this past SmackDown, I'm going to give it to Otis.
I don't care an option on this one. I'm going to say,
just pick.
Fuck, man. I have zero interest at all. Dolph Ziggler. I'm literally just picking one. Dolph Ziggler.
Okay.
I have zero
interest in this. Yeah.
You know, it's not that I'm overly excited in this. Otis is a fun guy, a fan favorite, but there's no fans in attendance. He's fun. Big fat guy doing the fucking worm. They call it the caterpillar. But I honestly want to see Dolph win. I just think that just makes more sense. Keep Otis the lovable loser guy. Just make people fall more in love with him before they let him go on a heel turn and he's going to go heel turn and turn on his partner later on. All right, so the Raw Tag Team Championship, Street Profits versus Angel Garza and Austin Theory. And mind you, it should have been Angel Garza and Andrade. Andrade's got a broken ribs.
Don't give a fuck. Street Profits. Don't give a fuck. No interest in. I have zero interest in this now.
These guys are going to end up. These guys could possibly end up getting the same kind of treatment that Crime Time got.
I think
little little glory.
I agree. I totally agree. They're in.
But I'm taking the Street. I'm taking the Street Profits. No reason to even fucking. No, there's no reason for them to lose tomorrow.
Nope.
I'm gonna say I don't really care there. I'll be honest with you. Like, I know of these guys. I don't really know what the hell's going on with them. So I don't know, man.
The Street Profits are the champions.
I'll pick the other guys just for the fuck of it because you guys are both picking Street Profits. I'll pick the other guys.
Okay, so Angel and Austin. All right. Now, this match right here, I'm looking forward to a SmackDown's Women's Championship match. Bayley versus Lacey Evans versus Naomi versus Tamina versus Sasha Banks in an elimination match. So it's going to go down to the final two. And you know, Sasha and Bayley are so close. So you have 5 options here. Bayley retains, Lacey Evans, Naomi, Tamina, Sasha.
Sasha's going to win. I'm going to go with Sasha.
I'm going to take Tamina out. They're not going to put her over. Naomi, they're not putting her over right now. Lacey Evans, she had her opportunity, and her character is lame. People aren't getting into her character and the whole bringing her daughter on. I just don't think she's going to be the thing. So it comes down to Sasha and Bayley. You're taking Sasha. And I'm going to take it to be Sasha too. And she's going to actually have to fucking pin Bayley to do it.
Yeah.
And she's going to pull a grimy move on her.
It's going to come down to that. And she's going to say, you know what? Fuck it. It's for the championship. Yep.
I think Bayley's going to retain. She's going to go over huge. I think it's going to be her night. I think she's going to retain.
Oh, wouldn't it be cool if they figured out a way to turn Sasha into a face from this? Now, for the first time in WrestleMania history, an NXT title is on the line. This is historic. It sucks. It sucks that's happening with no crowd because this match deserves more. But with that being said, Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair.
Rhea Ripley retains. Rhea Ripley retains.
Yeah, I'm going to say the same thing because it doesn't. I've tried to think about this. I don't think it makes sense for Charlotte to win.
To take a step back. Take a step back.
Makes sense. It makes more sense to kind of, I guess,
put over Rhea. Put
her over, pass the torch kind of thing. But that's what it's going to be. I think.
But they're not. But they're not passing the torch from NXT.
Yeah, not pass the torch, maybe. But it's just in that trying to get that rub. She's trying to get that rub off of Charlotte, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to put her over big, and I would probably assume a main roster push here soon.
Yeah, no, yeah. See, I see it different. When NXT started showing up on USA on Wednesday nights, they moved Finn Balor back to NXT, not as a demotion or a fallback, as a credible WWE Raw, Monday Night, SmackDown to help create a buzz. Charlotte is going to be primarily wrestling on NXT for the next 6 to 8 months. She's going to win the belt. Her and Rhea are going to have a feud for a little while, and then Rhea's going to fucking move over to fucking Raw or SmackDown, and Charlotte's going to. But they're going to. That the NXT guys and girls are, But Charlotte's going to go to SmackDown or to NXT for a little while. So Charlotte's going to win tomorrow night. Cena versus The Fiend, Bray Wyatt in a Firefly Funhouse match.
It would make no sense for Cena to go over because Cena is not full-time and not even part-time anymore. It's just a little bit of a shine to make up for it. So I'm going to tell you, you're going to go ahead and let The Fiend lose the fucking Universal title to Goldberg at fucking Super Showdown. You would absolutely destroy his character and then some by having Cena come back and get a win in his own style of match. Fiend 100%.
Agree, 100%.
100%. And John wanted this match because he was supposed to lose to The Fiend at a big event a while back.
Yeah.
And he took they made him switch mid-match to take the win. And Cena came out and talked about this in actual shoot interviews, saying that he felt that was wrong to do to Bray, who was on the rise, and he was there to take the fucking, to do a job for Bray. So he's going to do a job for Bray tomorrow night.
They're trying to make Bray the next Taker. That's what they're trying to do.
But much more evil.
Oh, of course. Well, I don't know, man. I don't know. Bray has yet to try to embalm somebody like Taker did when he was in the Ministry. That's pretty fucking evil.
That's true, dude. All right. This match is the one I'm looking forward to probably the most out of everything. So is Josh, I believe, Edge and Randy Orton.
Edge over.
I don't know. I don't know who's going to go over because, maybe Edge. I mean, Edge is a good pick, right? Because he's coming back.
As a last man standing match, I should have said that.
Right. So I think, I don't know, man. I think Orton might actually get the W here on this one. I feel like this caters more to Orton's style than it does to Edge's style.
Yeah, I'm taking Edge. They're going to put him up. They're going to push him up hard.
I
They don't know how long
this layoff is too obvious.
Well, he's got a 3-year contract. He's got a 3-year contract as of right now, and I know exactly what they're going to do. They're going to push him to the Universal title. He's eventually going to get it because it's the one title that he's never held, and he may not have a long run. He may have a baby run, from Royal Rumble to WrestleMania. It's not going to be a long run, but he will eventually be the Universal champion, and that's what they're building him up for.
I don't know if they're going to move on to the Universal Championship. I think they have a lot of other angles they can work right now. Like him and Orton, this isn't done after this WrestleMania.
Oh no. It's a good feud.
It's going to be a good program they're going to run. I would say through the next probably 2 pay-per-views after Mania.
Agreed.
They're going to let that run. The title thing, I didn't even think about him getting a title shot, but he could. Maybe they'll fucking
not now, not anytime soon. I mean, but later on, yes, I do see him actually being in the Universal title picture. Absolutely.
Maybe they'll let him take the fucking strap off of Strowman.
No. He'll take the strap off of Roman. He'll take the strap off of Roman.
Yeah, I think that's a better match.
Spear versus Spear.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to do that because they're trying to turn Roman face. And if he goes after Edge, he goes a heel, and they don't want him as a heel. They want to create a big fucking face that Vince loves. Drew McIntyre, I feel they're making a mistake with this character a little bit, making him a little too fucking fan friendly.
Yeah.
I've known Drew for a long time. When he first got to WWE, when we were doing XFC shows here in Tampa, him and all the guys from FCW would come to our shows. So I knew all these guys. And when he came up, and you guys that follow wrestling know, Vince got a fucking superstar boner like he hadn't had in forever. Because
he said he was the future. He said he was the future.
And then Drew got full of himself, didn't do what he was supposed to do, got cut. Went and reinvented himself. This incarnation of Drew McIntyre is so fulfilling to see. He's really living up to the fucking hype. He's doing it all. But I don't like, he's been a cocksucking asshole in his character, and they're making him a little too nice to the crowd right now. I want him to stay a dickhead heel.
Yeah, he needs to have his distance from the crowd. I agree.
What was that, Josh? What was that?
You're good. What's the next match? We got.
That was it. Oh, Lesnar and McIntyre.
Oh, we already kind of went over that anyway.
Well, we just talked about it. We didn't pick who was going to win, though. I'm taking McIntyre.
Me too.
I think McIntyre has to win. I think if Brock, whatever crowd is there, which is nobody, that's going to riot if Brock wins.
Brock wants out. There's
no crowd. There's no crowd there at all. It's just
I know it's a
yeah.
Were you making it funny and I didn't catch it?
You got it right, Jeff. Jeff got it.
I'm a little smoked out right now, so
That's all right.
But I kind of think on this one though, even though I said I want Drew, I think they're probably going to keep the belt on Brock for the same reason they kept the belt on Becky. It's not the way to fucking change the title at this epic level. Taking it off Brock with nobody in attendance doesn't make sense. So that's why Becky kept the belt tonight. And although I don't want to see it, but I think Brock is going to retain.
Fair enough.
Josh, did you take Edge or Orton?
I had Orton.
All right. And then main event, are we all taking Brock?
I think so.
No, I'm not taking Brock.
I'm taking Drew.
No, Drew McIntyre over, new WWE champion.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense from a storytelling, and again, for somebody that Vince is still so high on, I just don't see it fucking switching over at this point. Doesn't make sense to me. So
yeah.
All right. Well, I tell you what, gentlemen, I had a lot of fun tonight. I don't know about you.
Me too.
Yeah, this was fun.
Dude, I can sit here and talk. I can have a good time. I got to eat a steak on the air
and show us. Yes. So we got.
I'd like to give a round of applause to my fucking fellow media members.
Sounds more like a toilet flush.
Hey, and that's Dana White and Bruce Willis's baby, right? Is that what that was?
Okay. I still don't know if that's a
Where is it? Show it up.
Positive or negative? What is that?
I called a burn.
Is that a burn?
I think he was taking a burn at you, dude.
Yeah, I think that was
a burn though, because I like Bruce Willis and Dana, so I'm gonna take it. I like it.
The reason why I take it as a burn is because there was no exclamation point. It was so just basically as a matter of fact. Right. So that's where it is.
That's all right.
Hey, is anybody still watching us? Drop some comments up here.
Yeah, there's people. I just haven't been putting it up on the screen.
Well, give us some commentary. Let's talk shit to people.
Here.
Fuck your water, Jeff. Fuck everybody. Welcome
to the Midwest, homie.
Oh man,
that's Tom Shope and the mustache. What else we got there?
Nothing. The panache and the stash. You might want to clean. You might want to clean.
Nick Portella. Yeah, what? You know what's funny, Jeff? Because now he's showing us all these comments that popped up all during the show, and we have them in no context whatsoever.
None.
No.
Like,
that one just popped up just now. That one just
Nick Portella?
Yeah, Nick just popped up.
Nick Portella, yeah, to what?
I don't know.
There's so much going. I'm asking him.
That's kind of vague.
It just popped up.
Yeah, what? That's what I want to know.
Who wants my baby?
Hey, by the way, I like this fucking
Tom Shoaf. Nobody's gonna want your baby. You gotta,
Josh. I like this format, this fucking platform to show. This is awesome.
Yeah, this is fun.
Mine was I'm watching. Oh, he's like, yeah, I'm watching. He answered my question. I didn't even know I asked it, but no, but for really, I've been watching and I loved it. Tom, man, I'm glad, man. This is a fun group of guys right here.
Yeah.
Me and Jeff are definitely boisterous and loud, and we can be fucking obnoxious in our own unique ways. And Josh is here to steer us back into fucking reality.
Bring it back down to reality. Bring it down.
But this is reality. This is me and Jeff being reality.
You're looking a little too fucking seriously there, man. He's trying to put that mind melt.
No, it was a good time, man. I appreciate everybody who tuned in. We appreciate you so much.
We do.
Everybody who participated, love the participation tonight. And I guess we're doing it again. I guess we'll do
it tomorrow if you all want to do it tomorrow.
Well, you know what? Josh, tomorrow, this is what we'll do. Sometime during the day, do you have to work at any other jobs tomorrow?
No, I'm here all day, buddy.
All right, I have to go get my taxes done tomorrow, but I will get with you tomorrow in the afternoon. I want to set up this platform that you're using that you were telling me about.
Sure.
And see if I can figure out. If I can figure it out, I want to try to do a whole broadcast with it. If not, if I don't get it figured out, we'll just go live on your show again tomorrow night. I'm cool because you did 2 of my shows.
No, StreamYard is a good platform.
I've never used it before. I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah.
This makes life so easy. I can bring in all the people, and then this shares live to Facebook really easily. And it looks better than when I do with my portal. Now my portal still is fun. I can still use that, but I like this seamless fucking way. How many people can you add to this? And is this free?
No, it's paid.
How much do you pay for this?
Well, I've got a sponsorship deal with them. They gave me free access for promoting their stuff. So it's a little. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know what it.
Can you put me on that train with those folks?
Well, I literally hopped on with them when like they first came out. That was about a year ago. Now like literally they shot up from like 1,000 subscriptions to like they're in like 200, 300,000 subscriptions now. So I don't know how many more free ones they're handing out because they're getting so popular. Like everybody.
Right, I just gotta have to just tell me whose ass I gotta kiss. Okay, just let me know.
Yeah. I mean they're good guys. I'll have.
It seems, but I mean it seems like a really solid fucking platform. The video is good. The audio is good. Yeah. There's a chat thing. I can leave when I want. It tells you who's backstage. I like this.
And we'll clip. And too, they also save. So whatever you stream, it holds a recording on their end for 7 days. So like you can re-download the entire show for 7 days. They'll hold it, so you can download it if you want with it.
But if I play it on Facebook Live and it shows up live, then it'll stay in my Facebook videos as well, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering. And I see the stream on the bottom, WW Combat. So that runs. You can set up your own rolling banner.
Yep.
And
we'll walk through all this stuff offline. We'll walk through all the technical.
I'm just asking stuff right now because we're talking about it. It's there. You know. I mean, you know me. If I get on a vibe on something, I'll talk about it.
All right, Chris. I gotta ask this. I gotta interject and ask this. What kind of strain you smoking right now, brother?
Oh, this is I don't know. I got like 6 different strains rolling in my house right now.
Because I remember one that I smoked at your house that I still to this day am loving, and you probably know which one it is, man. But the birthday cake strain, man, that was badass.
Yeah, that was good shit, man.
That was some good. I've never had birthday cake flavored stuff, man. That was good.
Yeah, after a show here at camp, I took Jeff and Sheena to the airport, and we stopped at my crib and we had a little smoke out after we went to the buffet at the Hard Rock, which was a really good buffet brunch. And I might have gotten Jeff high.
Might have. It was a beautiful flight back. You did get me high.
All right.
What were you doing? Oh my God!
Oh no, nothing like that, man.
We're gonna go ahead and close this out. Guys, we'll be at you at some form or fashion tomorrow night, whether it's through our
Josh.
stream
What if we don't want to close down tonight? What if we want to just keep talking about whatever?
We'll be good. We'll be good.
Wait, hold on. Wait, before you close it out, if anybody out there is still watching, anybody that's still watching us, I want you to ask each of us a question about WrestleMania before we go. We haven't really taken any fan questions. I ragged on your friend Mike, so I want to see if anybody has any questions for us. Josh,
and make sure you ask them individually. Ask the question to the specific individual out of the 3 if you're going to ask us a question.
And if we don't get any response in like 45 seconds, Josh, from anybody, cut it down.
There you
go. You want to do the call out too? You want to do the signature in too, or
who? Me or him?
You.
The signature end. Yeah. I'll do a signature end. I would do for my show. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in right now to Cage Side with Christopher James. I appreciate you being here tonight. I appreciate you letting me be a part of your life and you being a part of mine. It's the most important thing and why I do these shows. Thanks for allowing me into your life today. See you next time. Good night. That's how I close my show all the time, pretty much.
Oh, man. That's a second away from good night and good luck.
Smooth. That's smooth, man.
It is.
Like
it is.
Smooth.
Sometimes I go, hey, I'm the fuck out of here. I'll see you later. But, it depends on what strain I smoke during the show.
Oh,
guys,
man. Go old
tomorrow,
school.
once again, either on we're either going to be over on Chris's channel or going to be on my.
We'll be.
We'll be
just do it on yours. We're going to do it here again tonight. Yeah, we'll just do it here.
Tune in tomorrow night around the same time. I guess it'll end around the same time. So part 2.
Roughly 10:15.
Something like that. 10:15. We'll probably be ready to go. Check it out. We'll be here. My friend over here, Christopher James, go check out his channel. Cage Side with Christopher James. Check him out on Facebook. He's like, you're on YouTube too, right, Chris?
I have a YouTube thing. You check out my articles. All the stuff is on my articles at myMMAshow.com or CageSideChristopherJames.com. They both take you to the same spot, but myMMAshow.com is the easiest one to get to. I write some what I feel is quality content. So, come read my shit, yo.
And then Mr. Live Worldwide, Jeff Houston. Go check out Jeff and the Fat Pug.
And Loudmouth Fisticuffs.
There it is.
And Loudmouth.
And Loudmouth Fisticuffs. We actually had episode number 7.
We just dropped that.
We just dropped number 7 on YouTube, so make sure to check that out. And of course, Jeff and the Fat Pug. This is something that we're doing during quarantine time, and just having fun and having the Fat Pug in front of the camera.
Hey, one other thing. Tomorrow night when we come on the show, since tonight I pounded a really delicious steak, let's have a meal battle tomorrow too. So when we come on the show, everybody have your dinner ready, and we'll compare meals tomorrow night just for shits and giggles.
I'll have a gin and tonic, so I'll be drinking my dinner.
We'll see. Guys, that's enough out of us. Tune in. Appreciate it. Have a good one. We love you.
All right.
Peace out.
Bye, guys.
Hey, Josh.